Oscar Devereaux Micheaux was born on January 2nd, 1884, in Metropolis, Illinois. Before working as a director, he was a reporter, where he wrote a book known as The Homesteader. The Homesteader was very popular, and a film company approached him asking for the rights. He initially declined, but his interest was piqued at the prospect of making a movie version of his book. So, he hired a crew and became a director. Eventually, Micheaux would create his own film corporation, known as Micheaux Film Corporation, the only independent, black-owned film company at the time. Oscar Micheaux's films were unorthodox. They focused on topics such as race and sexuality. In addition to the themes of race and sexuality, Oscar Micheaux would frequently delve into topics such as interracial marriage and romance, prejudice, and skin tone issues. Oscar Micheaux's films were also used to combat the stereotypes portrayed by Hollywood cinema. During the 1930s, Hollywood cinema portrayed black people very negatively, where actors would wear a black substance on their faces and act as if they were black people. To compare and contrast the portrayal of black people at the time to how Oscar Micheaux depicted black people, I will be providing two clips to watch. These clips are from the films Everybody Sings, starring Judy Garland, and Lying Lips, starring Robert Earl Jones.
Lord, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home, swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Oh, I come from the south, from way down south, where the corn and potatoes used to grow. There's a great big elegant picture show, and my old Kentucky home is a French chateau, way down south in Dixie Sweet.
Hello, Wanzer.
Hello, Adnot.
Come in. Have a seat. If Miss Bellwood didn't want to go on these private parties, you know what that means. I wouldn't make her go.
Say, if I had my way, I'd clean up every cabaret like the Poodlock in this town. I stay so annoyed when I have to look upon other girls forced to put up with all they have to that it just makes my blood boil.
Well, that was the trouble, and why I lost my job. Miss Bellwood is a good girl. She's a good performer, and the people like her. So I was thumbs down on making her do anything, other than the work she had been hired to do, for her to hold a job. So that's why I'm out of the Poodle Dog.
That's too bad, Adnot.
Now let us compare these two portrayals. Judy Garland's character has dirty clothes, they are torn and tattered, while Robert Earl Jones wears more sophisticated clothing, i.e. a trench coat, a button-up shirt, long slacks, etc. Judy Garland's character uses slang and has a certain drawl, a southern drawl, while Robert Earl Jones speaks clearly and enunciates. Oscar Micheaux's portrayal of black people was incredibly empowering for the time and helped to destroy the stereotype perpetrated by Hollywood, that being of a person with low intelligence and speaking with a certain diction. Another aspect of Micheaux's filmmaking which was powerful was his cast. Typically, his films would have an all-black cast, with very few having white people. This decision was incredibly powerful as it allowed more representation in the media. Oscar Micheaux's depiction of black people helped more black people get into the industry, and he even inspired many directors with his films, such as Spike Lee. Oscar Micheaux would pass away on March 25th, 1951, in Charlotte, North Carolina. However, his legacy lived on through his films, and he was a constant inspiration to many directors. Without him, many directors and actors would not be who they are today. Oscar Micheaux broke racial boundaries and destroyed stereotypes. Without him, modern Hollywood cinema would be very different. In total, Oscar Micheaux would make over 44 films, either being talking films or silent films. Oscar Micheaux is relevant to our course studies because he helped dismantle racist stereotypes perpetrated by Hollywood. He has also inspired many black actors and directors to become actors and directors, and has also broken boundaries in terms of cast and direction. Without Oscar Micheaux, Hollywood would be a much different place.